poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy The White. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Sillage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now, today's video is for those who are not ashamed to wear cologne fragrance or are not so much stuck on labels or price tags for bottles. I got two fragrances here that have blown my mind and what they're actually cloned after. And they got it real close. Keep it locked. Well, let's get down to business. Now, today I plan to branch back off into the house of Maison Alhambra, and I'm going with their interpretation of Tom Ford's private blend fragrances, Bitter Peach and Oud Wood. But today I'm here with Bright Peach and Woody Oud. Now, obviously, they went to the extreme with copycatting or biting off of Tom Ford style. They not only got the box presentation pretty much the same, just a bigger version of it, but they really went crazy with these bottles. And as I pop up the bottles, I'll have the actual private blend bottle on one side of the screen and the real, and this version on the other side of the screen, so you can see up close and personal. They didn't stop from copycatting at no expense. I also heard, before I really get off into these fragrances, that these are being discontinued because of copyright issues with the way the bottle looks versus the box. But currently, I don't believe they sell them quite as prevalently on Amazon, which is where I got these for about these are about $35, $38, something like that. The actual private blend fragrances that come in a bottle that's similar shaped, about the same size, Bitter Peach is like $280 at retail. This here, 35, 40 bucks. Smells almost like the same fragrance. But let's get to the box presentation. That's that part. On your top, you got the Maison Alhambra insignia. On your back, the name of the fragrance and the sticker of authenticity. And on the bottom, basic product information that you can't really read. Your fragrance rests in this little bed right here, and that's your lid. Putting that back together there. Here's your bottle presentation. Maison Alhambra insignia on the top. Tom Ford cap, shaped like it's not magnetic. Gold atomizer on this one. On your bottom, really, really small, basic product info. But let's get ready to give it a spray and see what we got so I can break this first one down for you here. First one I'm going to go with is the Bright Peach, which, like I said before, is a clone of Bitter Peach. Main, of course, for this one, you get fruity. You get fruity, sweet, honey, woody, citrus, green, warm spicy, patchouli, powdery, and floral. With top notes of peach, blood orange, green leaves, mid notes of patchouli, base notes of honey and cognac. Now, right off the bat, when it comes to Bright Peach, it outperforms Bitter Peach by a long shot. I've had a nice size sample of Bitter Peach by Tom Ford. That fragrance only performed for about 4 hours tops. At its top performance, it became a skin scent by hour number 5. This one here is heads and shoulders stronger. It's not quite as smooth. I can't give it credit for being extremely unique or a groundbreaking new scent profile because Tom Ford did it first. But I will say about this fragrance, Bright Peach, the cognac accord in this one here is way more boozy, way more strong and prevalent. But the peach is, to me, a little bit more ripe, a little bit more juicy. That blood orange comes to the forefront. So the combination of those two gives you a fruity blast that the original doesn't give you for as long of a time frame. Now, like I said, the Tom Ford is a little bit more smooth and a little bit more well-rounded. But this is by no means rough around the edges, in my humble opinion. But as it dries down, from the mid to the dry down, the honey is very prevalent in this one too, which is way stronger than the Tom Ford. This fragrance right here, for that $35 to $40 price point versus just a 50 mil of the Tom Ford being $280 at retail, I will take this 9 to 10 out of 10 times over the Tom Ford for this particular bottle right here. For the simple fact that all of the nuances that the Tom Ford brought to the table with that scent profile, it blows it out the water as far as performance is concerned, but it still smells equally as good to my nose. But for the price tag that Tom Ford is charging you for a 50 mil of bitter peach that only is going to perform for you for 4 hours, and then you got to continuously spray it if you want to try to at least just even get through a work day, I'm taking bright peach over it. Simple as that. It performs better, it lasts longer, it projects better. It the nuances that make the fragrance between the peach, the blood orange, the honey, and the cognac are all stronger in this fragrance right here. So that's my opinion on bright peach versus bitter peach. The next one, I won't really go off into the the box presentation. Show you the bottle. It says Woody Oud. Once again, Maison Alhambra, insignia in the top, and small product info at the bottom. Now this one here is a clone of Oud Wood by Tom Ford, which is a fragrance that I really, really like a lot within the private blend for Tom Ford. Of course, for this one, you get woody, oud, amber, warm, spicy, and animalic. Excellent fragrance as well. Now, here's what I will say for this one here. This one here, as far as nailing the scent profile, it's about 95% there. This one here, I'd have to go with about the 85 to 90 percentile, more about 80, 87%. Because Oud Wood's a decent amount smoother than this one, but not enough to make a big fuss over. So I would say if I was to pick between the two private blend fragrances, which one I would still add to my collection, even though I own these, I would actually get Oud Wood before I get the bitter peach, because the bitter peach is just out of the question with this one here, outperforming it to that level. This one here outperforms Oud Wood as far as projection and maybe even sillage or scent bubble, but it's not as smooth. The oud compositions in the Oud Wood is a little bit smoother, and just the other masculine nuances in it are a little bit smoother. But this one here, you get top notes of agarwood, being oud, middle notes of sandalwood, and in the base notes you get agarwood again. So it's like a double hit of agarwood in this one here. They made it real, real prevalent. And Cambodian oud and amberwood is in this fragrance. That's what makes up this composition. But I will say, when it comes to the sandalwood smoothness, I think that's the biggest difference between Oud Wood and Woody Oud. That's why I would still say Oud Wood is bottle cop worthy. But I would still want this in my collection so that I could actually be able to use it and not use up my Oud Wood as fast. Now, on a daily driver list, either one of these can be worn. To me, the Woody Oud leans more fall, wintertime, early spring. The bright peach is something that I would put in rotation in spring and in fall. It's strong enough to cut through the winter, but it's just like a nice basket of fruits. It's not what I would say I would want my scent profile to do for me in the wintertime. But overall, both of these, if I'm rating them both, I'm rating bright peach a strong 8. As far as performing over the original, I would go 8.5 or 9, but it's a strong 8 as far as I wouldn't want to smell like peaches all the time. That's something that you got to mix in. But I also will say that this scent profile is one that you can either mix these two together or mix them with other fragrances, being the peach one, and it blends really, really well as well. I've tried that as well too. Now, as far as the Woody Oud, I would rate Oud Wood itself about an 8.5. I would rate Woody Oud about a 7.5 because they still needed a little bit more blending to take place to be able to master that scent profile. But it's close enough for the price point because once again, a 1.7 ounce bottle, 50 ml bottle of Oud Wood is gonna cost you about $280, $300 at retail. Even on discounted, you're still gonna spend about 140, 160 bucks. This was about 40 bucks, 35 if you will. Both of these are excellent. I recommend that you get your nose on them if you can, but I don't know where you could actually sample these. To me, Both are blind buy worthy if you smell the original and you like those scent profiles. And if you get these and you don't like them, heck, you can gift them to somebody because they didn't cost you that much. That's my 2 cents on these two fragrances. I look forward to trying to collect more of them before they totally discontinue them. I found pretty much all the ones because they also have like a Lost Cherry version, which is the red bottle. I've seen the Roly Portofino version within the Maison Alhambra family, and the F and Fabulous fragrance. All of those have popped up on Jomashop, which is in the description. If you have any of these, leave a comment in the comments. Let me know what you think of them. If you have some of the other ones and you think they're better than these, equally as good, or no go, leave a comment in the comments. But that's my time. Maison Alhambra got it done. Peace.